What's up guys, Christopher Crisis Point and welcome back to the channel, and this is the POCO X5 5G. Now I've been using this device for the past few weeks now, and in this video we'll be talking about my experience using this as a daily driver in terms of gaming, photography, battery life, and pretty much everything in between. And with that said, let's do this. Alright, so this is the POCO X5 5G. Now I've been using this alongside the POCO X5 Pro as my daily driver with continuous testing and all that jazz. And for this video, we'll be talking about the X5 5G specifically, starting with first and foremost, we have the welcome packet that houses the SIM ejector pin, the user guide and manuals, the complimentary jelly case, the device itself, a 33-watt fast charger in the box, and a Type-C cable for charging and data transfer. So front and center, we have some key features of the POCO X5 5G, particularly a 120Hz Full HD AMOLED display. It comes with a 3.5mm headphone jack, a Snapdragon 695 processor at the helm, 33-watt fast charging support, a 48-megapixel AI triple camera configuration. So here we have the POCO X5 5G, and from a design standpoint, this actually looks a little bit different compared to the POCO X5 Pro. Towards the right, we have the power button and volume rockers. Up top, we have the secondary microphone, the IR blaster, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. Towards the left, we have a hybrid SIM card tray that can house 2 nano SIM cards or 1 nano SIM card and a micro SD card slot for storage expansion, depending on your preference. And down at the bottom, we have the speaker grill, your primary microphone, and the USB Type-C port for charging and data transfer. Overall, in terms of design, I think the POCO X5 does fit its slogan, which is everything just right. So let's now talk about the display and everything that comes in the package. Alright, so in terms of the display, the POCO X5 5G comes with a 6.67-inch AMOLED display. This is actually very rare to see on a smartphone at this price point. Most often than not, smartphones that are priced below $400 only comes with a high-res IPS LCD panel. But in this case, the POCO X5 5G comes with the most, or one of the most, beautiful AMOLED displays available in the market today. Visually, it looks stunning, especially if you're using one of those high-res wallpapers, then everything just pops. When watching videos and content, everything looks great, colors look crisp, and the brightness on this is just amazing. I know for a fact that there are other brands in the market who does have a feature that tweaks the brightness just to make it more visible outdoors, but for the POCO X5 5G, it's just a general feature. So by cranking up the brightness, you can actually see this outdoors without having to go the extra mile of tweaking a certain setting. Now out of the box, the POCO X5 is set to 60Hz by default, but it does support 120Hz, giving you maximum refresh rates, which is great because, you know, the animations become a lot more smoother, a lot more crisp. And something that is not listed on the device itself is that the POCO X5 5G supports 240Hz touch sampling rate. This basically means when you'll be playing games on this device, the touch response is going to be a lot more accurate as opposed to the vast majority of other smartphones in the market who doesn't support the said feature. This gives you an edge in giving commands to this device when you're tapping on the screen. If let's say you're kiting someone, you're casting spells and whatnot, this gives you the advantage as opposed to other players, basically. Now, since we're in the topic of gaming and all that, the POCO X5 5G comes with a Snapdragon 695 processor. This is one of those tried and true processors that has been so popular that other brands are using as well, which is paired with 8GB of RAM. Of course, if 8GB is not enough, you do have the option to tweak this setting by enhancing the amount of RAM available by simply going to memory extension. So memory extension basically uses a certain percentage of the internal storage of your device and bumping it up to your RAM. So you do have the option to increase the RAM of your device from 2, 3, or 5. This of course takes effect after by rebooting the device. So you now have a total of 13GB of RAM on top of the tried and true Snapdragon 695 processor. Now out of the box it comes out with MIUI 13. I would have wanted to see this with MIUI 14, but considering that this is part of the X5 series, I'm pretty sure that this will come with MIUI 14 soon enough. Now, much like any other POCO or Xiaomi device, the POCO X5 also comes with its own flair of customizations. which tweaks the settings of your always on display, the wallpaper, the colors, basically everything that you've seen on a flagship phone from POCO or Xiaomi, so you're not really missing out on anything in terms of features. This is basically giving you everything that you wanted or needed in a smartphone. Of course, some people may not actually approve this, but you know, this is basically a benefit for anyone who's been following the brand. Now in terms of photography, the POCO X5 5G comes with a 48 megapixel triple camera configuration. This comes with an 8 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel macro lens. One thing that I actually noticed when taking photos with the POCO X5 5G is that if you take photos indoors in the not so lit environment, the image tends to be washed out or a little bit noisy. But if you are under direct sunlight, the images on the POCO X5 5G are stellar. During the time I was actually testing the camera of this and the X5 Pro, I actually tried to do a bit of a side-by-side comparison, and I was actually blown away because considering that there is a difference in terms of camera specifications between the two devices, the quality on the X5 Pro obviously will be the better quality in terms of the higher megapixel count, but having to pit the photos between these two devices together, I could barely see the difference. Especially, again, if you are in a very well-lit environment. You can really tell that the POCO X5 did not skimp out in terms of photography. It actually does perform well for the money, as well as when taking videos on the said device. So for those people who are tight on the budget and want a very decent, well-rounded device that can both game as well as take decent photos, then this should be at the top of your list. Now, as far as the gaming test of this device is concerned, I actually did a few titles on this. Basically includes Mobile Legends, Call of Duty Mobile, and Apex Legends Mobile, which is going to be irrelevant soon because it's shutting down. The objective was just to test how much this phone can handle it. And surprisingly, with Mobile Legends Bang Bang, it can go maximum settings everywhere. Literally straight out the box. The minute you start playing the game, you can right off the bat change the settings and max out everything. It was actually a very enjoyable experience playing Mobile Legends. I know for a fact Mobile Legends is one of those not so demanding graphic titles, but if you are to max out the settings, it can be such a breeze and such a fun experience playing Mobile Legends. Call of Duty Mobile, it was a bit of a hit or miss, and it's a hit or miss in the sense that you can't actually max out everything. You can either go high graphics and maximum frame rates, or low frame rates but high graphics. So it's a toss-up between the two of them. But either way, the game is still going to be very enjoyable. Apex Legends, on the other hand, is a totally different ballgame. Surprisingly, for Apex Legends, I'm able to get the exact same configuration as Call of Duty Mobile, but because the game itself is optimized as a whole, as opposed to dependent on updates and whatnot, surprisingly, the POCO X5 5G was able to handle Apex Legends fluidly. Of course, you will encounter a bit of a stutter here and there, but it's not too detrimental that it's going to affect the overall gameplay for the extended period of time of you playing the actual game. So in summary, the POCO X5 5G is a very good, well-rounded smartphone in 2023. Considering the price point, it packs in a lot of the core essentials of what you would look for in a smartphone, and then some. In my book, the POCO X5 5G does put a check on all the right boxes. Now, if in case that you are considering of getting this device as your next daily driver in 2023, I'll be dropping the links in the description on where you can get it for the best price. Make sure to add to cart at this given time frame, as this is going to be on an early bird sale in Lazada and Shopee. And that's pretty much it for this quick review video of the POCO X5 5G. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now, if you did enjoy this video, consider subscribing to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and thanks again for watching. This is Chris once again from Crisis Point, and I'll catch you on the next.